Hey guys, Ezra here and welcome back to another Ezra review. And on today's review, I want to talk about this new movie called Mickey 17. This is a movie directed by Bong Joon-ho, which is the director of Parasite, and it stars Robert Pattinson as Mickey Barnes. And this was based on a novel called Mickey 7 by Edward Aston, and obviously there is two reasons why I am actually looking forward to seeing this movie because of the director and then obviously Robert Pattinson itself, and I am glad that now people recognize Robert Pattinson has a great acting talent, because people know him from Twilight. I even know Robert from Twilight, and then after that, the Batman came out, and I was like, okay, this guy can move away from the Twilight saga, and now he's just like a good actor, and yeah, I can safely confirm that Robert Pattinson's performance in this movie are the best part, like he plays two characters, Mickey 17 and Mickey 18, and this movie itself, as a sci-fi dark comedy, I think it does a great job to build the world. I think the way Bong Joon-ho directed the movies, like the visual of the movie itself, I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it does pose several questions, I guess, because like Mickey here was actually being resurrected multiple times, and then obviously the whole movie's theme is about soul, does Mickey Bars actually feel like a person now because he's been resurrected so many times, and that's why several political figure here played by Mark Ruffalo and tonicollette basically see Mickey as the expendable, because that's literally the what the program was called, and it's called the Expendables, and they don't exactly view him as a person, but the other characters actually see Mickey as an actual person, despite the fact that he was actually expendable, so it does feature that theme in the movies, but I don't think it has enough to completely dissect the movies, unlike the let's compare it to the previous Bong Joon-ho movie, which is Parasite, right? Which is like a great movie. Like you could actually like analyze and theorize about what actually the meaning of the movie itself, and it's absolutely fantastic, But I think the differences is that in Mickey 17 is that the theme was actually just like said it out loud by certain characters, So I think the movie doesn't necessarily leave enough room to for the audience to, I guess, like interpret the situation, like maybe there's several ones they could like come up with some interpretation, but I don't think there's enough room to do that, and I mean that kind of sucks, but at the same time, yeah, I mean this movie has a lot of backstory needs to be told, and then it kind of feels like the downfall of this movie is actually because how big the world was, because again, I didn't read the novel, but I'm assuming it's a pretty thick novel, I'm assuming, right? Because this movie is really long, and it seems like they could be like a maybe like a 3 hours cut in the future. If I'm not gonna be surprised if there is like a longer cut in the future, but I don't think so. But it feels like Bong Joon-ho edit down some aspect about the movie, because this movie has a lot of monologuing, and sadly that's like the part that I don't really love about this movie, because in the beginning of the movie, especially the first act, there is a lot of monologuing by the main characters, and I was like, okay, like I get it, they try to set up the situation, and it feels like this is a big world, and I feel like the movie doesn't have enough time to show the event instead of like I kind of wish the movie showed the event instead of like telling us, by monologuing. I feel like they're just like pretty weak, and there is a lot of that monologuing in this movie, and that's basically become the worst part about the movies, but besides that, I don't think this movie is really really solid, obviously it's not gonna meet the level of Parasite, it's never going to be meet the level of that movie, but I do think that people will I think you guys will definitely enjoy this movie, because for Robert Pattinson, and I think some of the creature design called the creeper is absolutely amazing, like maybe it's not like a really amazing design, but I think it's a good enough design that you could actually care about, because like this movie is about colonization, so there is a creature that live in this planet called Niflheim, and these creatures are refers to creepers, and then it becomes this obviously another commentary about like colonization, in the planet, and I think they do play that element really really well in my opinion, and I think every single time the creeper was on the screen, I think that that's where the movie becomes the best, you know, because like yeah, I just love the creature. You know, they're kind of disgusting, but I really love how what the creatures, you know, role plays in the plot. You know, I think is absolutely fantastic. You know, and yeah, the visual is amazing, the directing is amazing. Robert Pattinson is obviously amazing. You know, and I really appreciate that Robert Pattinson was able to play two different characters. You know, to the point that I actually forgot that it was actually two different characters, you know, because like Mickey 18 was much more jaded and much more like a tough guy, you know, and an asshole in a way. And Mickey 17 was actually just like feels like a kid, you know, like a coward in a way, but he was a nice guy, and you actually really rooting for Mickey 17 a lot, you know. So I think it's absolutely fantastic how Robert Pattinson managed to convince me that these are two different characters, you know, even though that it has the same face, you know. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, you know. I also love other characters as well, you know, and I think there are several good supporting characters in this movie, you know, that makes you actually really care about the stories, you know. But at the same time, I am kind of worried that people might, I don't know, I feel some people might get bored watching this movie, you know, because I think the runtime was 137 minutes, you know, and I don't think there is enough here that was enough to entertain the audience, you know, because sometimes I kind of feel bored watching the movie, you know, but only just a little bit, you know, when they are monologuing, you know. That's the worst part about the movie, you know. But I think besides that, this is a really solid sci-fi comedy, you know. I think the comedy really lands, you know, thanks to Pattinson performance, you know, and also I love the music by Jung Jae-il, you know. He also scored Parasite and Squid Game, you know. So yeah, the music is absolutely amazing, you know, and the VFX is amazing, and I think people will respect what Bong Joon-ho is trying to do with this movie, you know. And if you love Robert Pattinson, then you will absolutely enjoy this movie as well, you know. But yeah, I don't think this movie will be for everyone, sadly, you know. I think some people might get bored watching this movie, and some people might not even liking the movie, you know. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know. Hopefully that in the future. I hope Bong Joon-ho directed another South Korean movie, to be honest, you know, because I think he does directed several Hollywood projects, you know, but I think his best work was actually in South Korea, you know, so hopefully he does that again in the future. But either way, guys, I really enjoyed this movie, you know, despite the flaws that it has, you know. And then the novel itself, Mickey 7, actually has a sequel called, I think it was called like hang on a second, I forgot what it was called. Oh, sorry, Antimatter's Blues, you know. So this was recently released in March 2023, you know. So I can imagine that if Mickey 17 was successful, then I think Bong Joon-ho and Robert Pattinson came back to adapt the sequel novel, you know, Antimatter's Blues, you know. And I think the sequel novel features another creature in the planet, you know. So that could be amazing, you know. But either way, guys, that's my review for Mickey 17, you know. Again, it's a really solid sci-fi comedy, you know. I enjoy the movie for what it is, you know, for the most part, you know. There is a tiny bit part that I was like kind of get bored, you know, but for the most part I did enjoy that, you know. So yeah, I think people will enjoy this movie, and some people is not going to enjoy this movie, you know. This movie is not exactly for everyone, in my opinion, at least, you know. But yeah, either way, guys, that's my review for Mickey 17, guys. So let me know in the comment section below, you know, if you guys already watched Mickey 17, then tell me your opinions about the movies, you know. And do you guys like it, or do you guys actually hate it, you know? And what do you guys think about the monologuing that happens a lot in the beginning of the movie, you know? Like does that rub you in the wrong way, you know, or do you guys actually still enjoy that part about the movie, you know? So yeah, let me know your opinions in the comment section below, guys, you know. And if you guys enjoyed this review, then make sure, guys, you know, click the like button and the subscribe button, you know, and then share the videos, do usual stuff, you know. And stay tuned for more reviews in the futures, you know. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.